Call of Duty Black Ops 3 came out all the way back in 2015, which in retrospect is not actually too long ago for me personally, in my opinion. I played it first on the PS4, and then I eventually got it on PC only a few years ago, but recently I've decided to return to it on the PlayStation 3, which I have never played it because I had moved on to PS4 by the time Black Ops 3 had come out. So this is my first time checking out on PS3, and also just checking in to see how alive it is and see if it's playable on the PS3 here in 2023 for anyone who's interested in checking the game out. So first of all, the first thing I want to notice is the graphics are awful. They are kind of, honestly, they're worse than Black Ops 2. They're probably worse than Black Ops 1. They're one of the worst looking Call of Duty games on the PlayStation 3. And that's because to fit everything that was in Black Ops 3 onto the PS3, they had to tone it down a lot, and the game doesn't even support having all the DLC packs. So first up, getting into the multiplayer, I was able to hop in and play on the weekends and the weekdays as well. There were surprisingly pretty much always matches of Team Deathmatch going on in the core playlist, and that was pretty much it for the core playlist. There's just pretty much only TDM. It looked like there was some percentage of players in Search and Destroy, but probably not enough for everyone around the world to find a match necessarily. So that is kind of unfortunate that in core you're only going to be able to play Team Deathmatch, but surprisingly, what I kind of found shocking is in the hardcore playlist, there was a good percentage of players playing hardcore TDM, but not only that, there was a significant percentage of players playing hardcore Capture the Flag and hardcore Search and Destroy. I only checked this during the weekends, but it seemed this way in the afternoon times around 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific time. I am in the West Coast region, I should mention, and also late at night around 10:30 p.m. this was also the case for players. So was there any cheating going on in these matches? Well, from what I played, which I played about 3 hours of the game, half of it about the first weekend and then the other half of it the next week. Throughout my entire time of playing, I never saw any noticeable cheating like aimbot or god mode or invisibility, nothing like that. I didn't see anything like that. I'm not saying it's not out there because it definitely could be, because I did actually run into people who had green names. They had changed their names and modded their names to just be colored, so that means they do have mods likely installed and can do stuff, but at least with the time I played, they decided not to do anything. There was one time I played and my game sort of disconnected, and it said I was disconnected from my internet on the PS3, but my internet seemed fine on everything else, so I'm wondering if someone booted me off when I was playing, but I'm not too sure on that. Maybe someone more familiar with that kind of stuff can let me know in the comments down below. It had popped up and said you have been disconnected from the access point. Now, what were the types of players I ran into? Well, there was quite a bit of actually newer players or casual players, but there was also a lot of good players and experienced players in there as well, and some average in the mix. Overall, though, it was a decent mix relatively. I would have mostly meh or average games, but some games I was actually able to pop off and get all my streaks, and others maybe I would only get a UAV. And of course, it is just a little bit harder to earn streaks in Black Ops 3 because with there only being Team Deathmatch and Core, that means you have to get only kills. There's no objectives to help you earn your streaks, and it is running on these score streak systems, so you do need to put in just a little bit more work than as if you were in objective game modes. Overall, multiplayer was a decent time, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually personally enjoyed my time on Advanced Warfare multiplayer probably a bit more. First of all, it looks better, and secondly, I think I had a better mix of players overall, but that's subjective, honestly. But don't get me wrong, I love Black Ops 3 way more than Advanced Warfare in general, just not necessarily on the PS3. Now, let's head over to Zombies, and when I looked late at night here on a weekend actually, there was a significant amount of people playing the Giant, and an even more amount of people playing Der Eisendrache, which was surprising because those are DLC, and the absolute most amount of people, of course, 60%, were in Shadows of Evil. On the weekends, pretty much earlier in the day, and then in the afternoons, I was able to find lobbies pretty much instantly, just fine on Shadows of Evil. Here, late at night, I searched for about a minute or two, and I did end up finding people, so you can find matches pretty much at any time. It seems Black Ops 3 on the PS3 is actually actually decently lively. I assume the PS4 version's a lot more live, of course, but here on the PS3, it's doing alright. Zombies is pretty playable, and multiplayer is relatively playable because there's only team deathmatch. Unless you're a hardcore player or you just want to check out hardcore, they have plenty of modes in there that you can probably find matches for. So, is Black Ops 3 playable on the PS3 here in 2023? I'd say, yeah. There's certainly a significant amount of players, and when I was playing multiplayer, I was able to back out of matches and find other lobbies going on at the same time, multiple times, even late at night. I can't personally recommend you Black Ops 3 on the PS3 because of everything I mentioned. It's just superior if you get it on the PS4/5 or just on PC because it's going to look a lot better and have all the content, of course, and more players in general. But nonetheless, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I think that covers it for all the Call of Duty games here on the PS3 in 2023, so we will just be finishing up the Battlefield franchise, and if you guys have any other games or franchises you'd like us to check out here on the PS3 in the modern day, let us know in the comments down below. But thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.
The evil cannot get us. We'll take them on jackpot stakes, getting boots on a Saturday night. Kicking down doors, trying to make it happen. Swing, don't miss in the wicked fight. And then we'll start to stroll, sway and roll, take control, yeah.